Hey guys, Corey here with Ferris Fitness. We're here to look at another exercise I see done wrong all across the gyms, and it is going to be the wide grip pull down or pull downs in general. So let's talk about this machine first. This is this is a lat tower. There's going to be multiple different types, but this is a plate loaded lat tower. There's also the sectorized lat towers or the pulley stacks. Now let's talk about a couple of grips here. So the traditional is wide grip pull down, and the main difference on a lot of these grips is where it's going to work on the back. So this wide grip pull down target is outer lats here, and if we go into more of a close grip or a neutral pull down, we're more inner back next to the spine. So let's look at the wide grip pull down first. And in this situation, we have two different attachments. So we'll go over both of them. This is going to be the attachment most gyms have, just the classic straight bar with the little curved, curved sides here. We also have this attachment here. If you do not have one of these, I would highly suggest getting them. They are fantastic because they make it a lot more foolproof to mess up, and we'll go over that. So let's go over the classic one first, the traditional wide grip pull down with a straight bar. Before we even start, let's talk about how we're going to set up our body and how we're going to engage these lats. So with this bar, it is going to make it a little bit more difficult, but it's great to learn the hard way and then make it easier in a little bit. So this is a little test I like to run. You're going to make two big L's with your arms right out to the side. And now go up like this. Okay, you might feel your lats engaging a little bit, but not too much. Now this is a little test, and do this with me. Do it at home so you can feel these muscles work. We're going to angle those elbows forward. And by doing this, I'm sure you already feel the difference, these lats engaging. And the reason is because these are big triangular muscles in the back, and when we rotate those elbows forward, we're going to stretch them. We're going to elongate those muscles, and they're going to come along the rib cage here. So this is something I want you guys to get comfortable with. A lot of people miss the back completely. I mean, they're hitting the shoulders, a bunch of other upper back muscles, but you're missing those lats. So the elbow placement is number one. And now the other ones are going to be all with the body, the chest, and retracting shoulder blades. So let's go ahead and dive into that. First step is getting these adjusted to where they're going to pin your legs. If it's all the way up here, my legs aren't even touching these pads, so I'm not going to get any help from this. And this is going to help in the next step. So I'm going to adjust this to where I feel it's secure. Now that's done, let's come on up here and let's grab our straight bar. Now let's talk about the grip. So we definitely want a wide grip pull down here. We don't need to be right up front like this. So we're gonna come, at least on this bar, all the way out. Another little good test is come up, make L's, grab the bar. And now when we grab that bar, first thing we do not want to do is wrap those thumbs. Another little test, and the reason why is because anytime you wrap the thumb, you're going to engage the forearm here. So another little test. Do this, make a fist. You can probably see it in my arm. My forearm is engaging every time I clench. This is a back exercise. Granted, we are going to use a little bit of arms, but this mainly is a back exercise, right? So we want as less of the arms we can possibly get in this, and the more back. So do not wrap that bar, thumbs along it, or even floating off of it is okay. We're going to come down. Now we're going to get into position to actually do this exercise. So step one here, shoulder blades retract. Fancy way of saying pull those shoulder blades back. Cool. From here, we want to get that chest angled up. So it helps if you look up when you're doing this. Look up, it's gonna help you keep the shoulder blades back. And from here, we're gonna pull right down as low as we can, trying to guide towards the upper chest. All right, and notice I am trying as best as I can to keep my elbows in, but this is a straight bar. It's going to be very difficult to do so. So that is going to bring us into this other wide grip attachment. With this, it is going to be much better to pull with this because my hands are going to come to the outside of this bar, and it's going to help me guide my elbows in, like what we were talking about in the beginning. So with this, everything else we just did remains the exact same. The placement with the knees underneath it, the elbows guided in, the shoulder blades retracted. And let's take a look at this attachment. And as you can probably see with those couple reps, those elbows naturally guide in. I'm gonna use so much more of my lats than that traditional straight bar. And there are a couple other grips I'm not gonna go through today, like a supinated or underhand. It has its purpose. I personally don't like them because it's a lot of biceps. I am, again, trying to target as much of my back as I possibly can. So let's go over a quick little neutral pull down or close grip. I like this attachment. Same thing, the reason being because just the curve in this is gonna naturally guide those elbows in and do great for the lats. Same thing, my elbows are in, my chest is up, my shoulder blades are back. All right, and one other thing I'd really like to spend some time on, I see a lot of people jerking that weight around. That is not how we're gonna do a wide grip pull down. You're gonna hurt yourself doing that. With muscles, and we're talking about building muscles, there's three main phases. I'm sure you've heard these terms before. Concentric, eccentric, isometric. Muscles do best in eccentric phases, or a lowering phase, or a negative phase. They're also commonly referred to. Back, in my opinion, does a little bit better than some of the other muscle groups. So in this scenario, it's not the pull where I'm building muscle. It's when I'm fighting that weight on the way up. If I were to pull down and let that weight just pop out, I'm gonna be skipping so much of that muscle. So let's look at that really quick. We're down and we're controlling that weight up. I like to think I'm only coming down just so I can come up. And if you're doing stuff like this, you have no time under tension on those primary muscles. So, quick couple fixes there on the pull downs. Take your time, retract your shoulder blades. Do not swing that weight around. You might sound cool, you might look cool, but you're not doing anything. So, if you guys want to see any other exercise dissected, feel free to comment below.